Hi guys, good morning, class 7. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Did you enjoy and you had fun? That's really great. You must have really had fun. Anyways, so there's a good news. I guess the schools will be opening soon by mid July or the first week of August, something like that. So it's really great news. So we'll be back together again, but there'll be some rules and all which has to be taken care of. That social distancing, mask, and sanitization, etc., etc., etc. Because we have to continue life with this, I guess. So, anyways, I just want to wish Sonali a very happy belated birthday. I'm sorry because I could not wish you on that day because I didn't have a class on that day. But I guess I had a class on that day, but my recording was done the day before, so I forgot. So, anyways, belated a happy birthday, Sonali. May God bless you and shower you with all His blessings, and do well in life in the coming years. Take care, be good, and stay safe and stay home. Okay, so now let's start. We were there with the Khaljis. We have done the Khaljis part in the Delhi Sultanate, and now we are going to start the Tughlaqs. We are going to do the Tughlaq dynasty, which started from 1320 to 1414, approximately 1413 to 1414. So that's when the decline started. So Khaljis we have done. So today I'm going to start with the Tughlaqs. I'm going to first read the Tughlaqs for you, and after that I'm going to explain. And guys, I want to also tell you that there's going to be this project and holiday homework which is going to be put up. I don't know how it's going to be sent over, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed now. So let's see what happens. And please follow the videos because you'll be getting all information for the project homework. If you have any issues, I'll be explaining it how to do and how I want my projects to be done, so that will be much more easier for us to be on the same page, right? First point is you have to be very clear with your writing. Second is that it has to be neat and clean. I want pictures, I want data, and I want excessive writing. It's not that you give me 2 pages and 3 pictures and you say, sir, my project is done. No. So this is the time you have huge amount of time at home. Sit and do them. My projects are quite interesting, so you won't get bored with it. So they're quite interesting. So anyways, so let's start. I'll just start reading, and after that I'm going to explain. And listen, the project, like suppose if there's going to be a part like explain the Delhi Sultanate, and also you have those vast notes which I have posted for you. So from the notes, write down the full notes. Okay, so that will be very helpful. So whatever notes are there, you write that down when you're doing a project in your project file or your practical copy or your scrapbook, whatever you are making. Also on the chart paper, if there are any chart papers, make sure that you write with pictures, and all pictures you have to arrange from the net. It's available, and you can take a snapshot from the book also, a few pictures, and then paste it and print it out and whatever. You can get those pictures and make the projects well. And there's a project for geography also as well, and civics. So geography I have not touched, but that's the basic like about volcanoes, the earth temperatures, and civics is about democracy. So by the time we come to that portion, geography, I'm going to touch you. I'll explain it to you how to do, and we can start the chapter also. So after this, I guess I'm going to, instead of doing Mughals, we'll go and hit some part of geography as well. So it will be easy for you, and then we'll do the democracy part in civics, political, and social life, so that you won't have any issues. Excuse me. Okay, great. So it's around about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing my recording, so it's a bit cool, so it's okay. Otherwise, it's very hot during the day. So let's start, everyone. Let's be on the same page. That's on page 21. The Tughlaq dynasty. The Tughlaq dynasty ruled for close to 100 years. That's 1320 to 1414. That's round about 100 years. So it produced two powerful sultans, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Now we are going to read about Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq from 1320 to 1325. I am just reading through. After that I am going to give a full explanation for it. The first ruler of this dynasty was Ghiyasuddin. He put down rebellions and strengthened the Sultanate. He was succeeded by his son Jauna Khan, who took the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq is the son of Ghiyasuddin bin Tughlaq from 1320 to 1325. Please remember your dates, and in the project you have to give dates. Muhammad bin Tughlaq 1325 to 1351. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a very powerful ruler. Ibn Battuta gives a lot of information about his reign. He tells us that the Sultan had great ideas and plans that failed because the common people could not understand them. Excuse me. So generally what he wanted to do, people did not understand him. So I guess that's why his plans failed. So I will get to know about it in more details when I give you the notes. Taxation in the Doab. To increase revenue collection, the Sultan raised the land tax in the Doab region. The Doab was facing a severe famine during this period. To raise taxes at such a time was a mistake. Many peasants abandoned their land, some of them revolted. Ultimately, the Sultan had to withdraw his orders. Shift of the capital. In 1327, Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to shift the capital of empire from Delhi to Devagiri, which he renamed as Daulatabad. Most historians believe that there were two reasons for it. Reason number one, the Sultan felt that he would be able to control the administer the empire better from Daulatabad, since it was located in the center of the empire. Two, the Mongols were a constant threat to Delhi. Daulatabad would be safe from Mongol attacks. Now, Muhammad bin Tughlaq ordered the entire population of Delhi to move to Daulatabad. People did not want to leave their homes but had to obey the king's orders, naturally. However, the king soon realized that it was impossible to keep watch on the northern frontiers from Daulatabad. So he ordered a reshift again of the capital. All the people who had gone to Daulatabad were asked to move back to Delhi. So this is the thing, fickle-minded things happening. Go there, do this, come here, do that. No, don't do this, again do that. So that makes an issue. So in the year 1327, just imagine, it's written here, all the families in your village have been ordered to move to Daulatabad. Write an account of the discussion taking place in your house and in the village regarding this. Also describe the difficulties you faced during the long journey. Suddenly Bihar says you have to change this place, you can't stay in Muzaffarpur, let's go to Patna. And on your way to Patna, you have just settled down in Patna. Again the chief minister says, no more Patna, let's go back to Muzaffarpur. It's going to be hell to play. So just imagine that problem during that time. So introduction of a token currency. In 1329, Muhammad bin Tughlaq introduced a token currency. There was a shortage of silver during this period. So the Sultan decided to mint coins of brass and copper for day-to-day use. Okay. These coins had the same value as pure silver coins. He made it the same value of the silver coins. Further, they could be exchanged for silver coins at any time from the royal treasury. Muhammad, however, failed to check the illegal minting of coins. The design of the coins was simple enough for ordinary craftspeople to copy it. Brass and copper were easily available and much cheaper than silver. People bought brass and copper in bulk and started minting coins at home. The kingdom was flooded with forged coins. Money lost its value. Trade suffered as foreign merchants refused to accept these coins. The Sultan had to give silver coins in exchange of even forged coins. The treasury thus became empty. The experiment was soon withdrawn. Barani wrote, the heaps of bronze coins rose like mountains near Tughlaqabad. There was so much of coins, so much of forgery going on that he had to do it in, a go down type of thing where he had to store all these coins, because people were giving coins and taking silver, and the merchants who were coming from outside, traders, were not interested in taking the bronze or the brass coins, because silver is obviously, even if I have brass coins, if someone says that you bring me brass coins, it's the same as value. So I'll give you 1 silver coin, you give me 10 brass coins. So obviously I'll make brass coins and give it, and 1 silver in the market cost. So it's like that. Okay. So then what happened is we came to know that these are the few plans which was not working out for him, right? So which was a problem, and he faced many issues in life. Then came into this part the Karachi expedition, and then we have the Khurasan expedition, and then we come into Firoz Shah Tughlaq of 1351 to 1388, and then we have Timur's invasion. We have Firoz Shah Tughlaq from 1351 to 1388. Then we have Timur's invasion. Then we have some aspects of the Tughlaq rule. Okay. So I'll come back in the next video and I'll explain it. I'll read it to you, and explanation I'll do at the last so that it's easy, because I explained in the first part and then you don't get to, we can't understand. So I'll read from here and then I'm going to give you the explanation about everything. Okay, so I'll come back in the next video. Wait for me. Don't vanish.